We're live.
Ah, huzzah!
Just in time to hear me pour my tea.
Tea.
And spill half of it on the table.
Why did you do that?
Because I don't have a very good teapot.
Okay, posts have been posted.
Oh, goody.
Posters have been postered. Holsters have been holstered.
All of these are good things.
Most of them
I assume.
are not even true.
There we go.
And some of them are good people.
Some of them, I assume.
That's what I assume makes me think of now. Like,
Oh, I assume some of them, I assume, are good people. Burp.
Rissy, all them books behind you.
Yes. Although,
Well, we're live, so. I got all these books behind me. Amanda, when are you going to get books behind you?
Never. I could just, like, tape my Kindle to the wall right here.
that would be very
Would that be
impressive.
okay?
What if we have an arts and crafts project where we just make something that looks like a shelf filled with books that you just paste? Why don't we get you a wall decal?
A Trump loyal, an illusion.
Exactly. And then we're all the same, but
Okay.
different. Separate,
Okay.
but equal.
Oh, noes.
Oh, shit. Final cut. Why are you open? Go away. Oh, for the love of God and all that is holy, there's so much happening on my computer.
Well, you should make it not happen.
I'm desperately trying. Yeah, go away, dude.
The Bristol Renaissance Festival is already harassing me to come back there next year.
Like, as a patron?
Yes.
Oh, why do they have your
They have-
contact info?
Oh, they're not like personally. I just, put my email address on their thing.
Why would you be so stupid?
Well, because this was
Why
a couple
you do
years
that?
ago. And I was like, oh, I can get deals off on tickets since I'd been 1 year and then made plans to take my friends the next time. I should just unsubscribe
Why
now.
you give them... Yes. Don't you have, like, a throwaway email account that you never check?
I forgot the
For that
login.
sort of thing? That's the joy of it. You don't need a login. You just give them that address and then... Because you're not going to use the deals that they're going to send anyway. Let's be honest.
I did actually use a deal for the last time I went there. When my former roommate was like, whoa, there are a lot of different kinds of white people here. And I was like, oh, my friend, we have not even begun to white people.
Never not go there again.
Yeah, and he'll never not be in there again. Pirates are in charge.
Oh, God.
Well, we put him in jail.
Does that still exist on the internet?
I don't know, but we should track it down.
We should.
Yeah.
How much it's evolved in our brains.
Right.
Jesus Christ,
Is there a cat in there?
No, I keep putting too much pressure. I'm balanced precariously on some boxes, and I keep putting too much pressure on it, and it shifts. And it's...
Don't do that.
Yeah, I know.
He'll never not be in there again.
It's just never not funny.
Right.
I don't even care how wrong we've gotten it at this point.
Right? Yeah, the telephone game makes it even more fun.
All right, let me get rid. Oh, no, this whiny cat is drinking. I guess I'll let him drink.
Whiny cat.
You shouldn't let your cat drink wine.
Yeah, that's generally not good for them.
Yeah, that's true.
It's going to be like that duck from The Wire drinking whiskey, and then it died.
That sounds really sad. Why would you tell me that story?
I mean, it was a male duck, so it was probably a rapist.
I mean, most animals.
No, actually, that comes from a flawed understanding of female activity, like and not simply being a passive partner during mating for a lot of animals. Ducks are like hardcore fucking rapists.
Yeah. Defend that fucking Christmas song while you're at it.
What, Baby It's Cold Outside? I refuse to defend anything. I've always hated that song just because it's stupid.
No, there's just a split second where you sounded like the apologist of like, well, if you understand the time and the culture. Okay.
Right.
We can't judge them by our morals.
Really?
So everything's cool.
I never have liked that song just because it tends to attract people like Michael Bublé, who is a boil upon the ass of humanity.
Yeah, I love Michael Bublé.
It's not my fault you like many terrible forms of music.
I don't.
You also like Ed Sheeran. That's not my problem.
Well, maybe if Shape of You was not offensive to you because people use it as a pickup line, you would like it.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't like Ed Sheeran even if that weren't the case. I actually spent a good chunk of today listening to the works of Neil Young and other folk singers.
That sounds horrible.
That was amazing.
I just listen to Lin Miranda all day.
I mean, that's not bad. I didn't say you're
no.
I didn't say your only taste in music is for terrible music. I just said you like many forms of terrible music.
It's a little bit of terrible music. Everybody has terrible music tastes.
Oh, sure. I mean, I unironically love the entire catalog of Air Supply.
There you go.
But I also admit that it's terrible.
Not to you, because you like it.
Well, yes.
How's the chat looking?
There are people in it.
There are people in it.
Yes. Well, I mean, I assume they're not bots.
What if they were? What if all of the people who have ever been our fans turned out to not be real?
I mean, either we have had some amazing group hallucinations, or those are the most sophisticated androids we've ever encountered. No shit. And occasionally
I'm very impressed with their AI.
I'm sorry, Rissy, what did you say there at the end?
I said those are some of the most sophisticated androids we've ever met and occasionally had sex with.
We occasionally have sex with the bots in our YouTube channel?
Yeah,
yes.
don't encourage people's fantasies.
So yeah, I guess it's certainly possible that they're all bots, but I don't know. I don't think that's likely, but it would be cool.
Tom Silk asks, is it just the lighting, or has Rissy changed her hair color?
We need to talk about that after we actually start the show.
Yeah, speaking of, do you guys have your audio stuff up?
I do! I even tested mine already.
Oh my god, it's a fucking Christmas miracle. In fact, that might be more miraculous than the birth of Jesus.
I mean,
let us all sing and be praiseful.
Be praiseful, you say. The hell you say.
I haven't been to church in a while, okay?
The Dickens, you say.
The extent of my Christianness lately has been singing Christian songs with my coworkers, who none of them are Christian any longer either. So we just sing like,
that's good times.
God is an awesome God. And I found somebody who knows the song I Can Only Imagine. So We were tearing
wow.
that up the other day.
With wisdom and lobster claws, our God is an arthropod.
That's very true. It's more true than people realize.
Truth.
Trufuses. Trufuses.
Thank you.
You've been troofied at a
That's the
party.
more proper
Troofied.
way to say it.
Okay, so let's all hit the record button at approximately the same time. Ready? Okay. 3,
Yarp.
2, 1. And now we're all gonna clap. Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Amanda, you did that on purpose.
You were the one who was very late to me, so
It was me and then Rissy and then a shockingly long time and then you is what I heard, Amanda. So
That's what I heard as well.
I heard me and someone and then a shocking long time and someone else, but I wasn't in the window, so I couldn't actually say who.
The time in between like my and your claps, Amanda, was almost as long as Senator Tankerbell's time in between. You don't actually have to swear in on the Christian Bible. And
what? Yeah.
No, but I swore 3 times on the Bible. That motherfucker.
Okay. We're rolling. All is well. And people are in the chat. Hello,
Yes.
everyone in the chat.
Oh, hi.
Thank you for joining us. I know we're getting close to Christmas, so people are traveling and whatnot, but they're still here because you guys are fucking awesome and we love you.
Thank you.
And let's face it, we're probably better than your family
Oh, shit.
to hang out with. So.
Amen, sister. Like,
It's one of those, like, people are like, oh, the holidays, it's so much stress because of family. I'm like, then why are you still going? Like,
And yet we're all still going. So
there's that.
well, I guess we won't get into family.
Yeah.
Just to spare some of us. We don't all hate our families. You have to guess which one or ones. But here's the twist. We'll never tell you.
No.
Okay.
It was a very intense stare there, Blythe.
Thank you. If you're listening to the audio later, you're not listening to the audio later because we haven't technically started the podcast. Podcast inception.
Oh, we have to go deeper.
Oh God, no, please don't. Okay. Let us pull up thine show notes.
Aye, verily.
This is what you get.
Yes, let us show notes.
Your fault for mentioning the Renaissance Festival.
Huzzah! Get some cheese and a social disease at the Dork Pridecast. Huzzah!
Renaissance Festival.
Huzzah!
I don't know why we've never combined the Aristocrat Snap and the Renaissance Festival before. It feels like they're just in a very similar...
It feels a little too obvious,
Actually, if we ever go back to the Renfest, we should make a mockumentary, a la like a Sacha Baron Cohen movie, and we should call our act The Aristocrats.
I was just going to say, can we start a Renfest group called The Aristocrats and see if we can get it booked anywhere?
That would be amazing. Oh, man. And then, of course, like, so what do you guys do? What's your act?
Well, you see. It's different every time. Depending on which one
Isn't
of us...
that our $1,000 level for Patreon?
Exactly.
Start a Renfest act called The Aristocrats.
Depending on which one of us has food poisoning and which one of us has taken laxatives, the show changes. It's never the same show.
Right? It's improv,
Wouldn't
baby.
that always be Rissy and Rissy?
My clone.
She's the one with
Rissy
the shitty
and
constitution.
Luna. We don't both have the same names.
Yes, but you both have the same constitution.
Well, yeah, my con
Which is a
score is
3.
shit. Weren't we gonna start the actual show?
Yeah, we should do that.
I got my show
Yeah.
notes.
I guess.
All right, I do too. Everybody ready?
Ready?
Okay, let's do this.
Yarp.
Hello, and welcome to episode 71 of the Dork Pridecast. My name is Blythe.
I'm Amanda.
And I'm Rissy. We make up a comedy group called the Damsels of Dorkington, and this is our podcast. I thought it was the 70th episode of the podcast. Was the last one? That was the one after my office holiday party, wasn't it?
Yeah, we don't remember it, but we definitely did it.
Okay, so there was a 70th episode.
Yeah, you were very drunk.
Yes,
very drunk.
which is exactly how everyone should be listening to this podcast. And if you like poop jokes and dick jokes.
Yes,
Man, I was wasted.
Rissy thinks she's very funny, the drunker she is. So.
I do indeed.
And you will too. So,
The drunker
fuckers.
she is or the drunker they are?
Both,
Or both.
really.
Well, yeah, little column A, little column B.
Either one will just ratchet up the funny.
That was a lot of wine. A lot of free wine.
Yeah. That I had my office holiday party on Friday. I was also drunk. But I hit that sweet spot where I was like somewhere between buzzed and drunk, and I never crossed over into the oh shit, now I'm gonna vomit area.
Oh.
Which for me is a hard line to walk. Our holiday
It's
party,
a very narrow line for you.
It
it is a
yeah.
very narrow line, unfortunately, and that's the problem. Our holiday party was themed with a carnival theme, which is a bit strange for it being Christmas party. But yeah, they basically had street characters, Rissy.
Oh boy, that's great. The lovable Harlequin. Take that, you community theater reject.
Yeah, I for sure like yes anded someone.
That's amazing.
And then like called it out. And I think he was surprised, and I was like, it's yes and he was like, oh, okay. I see what's happening now.
So like what were the types of characters? Like, so was there a particular era for the carnival?
Well, I mean kind of like a 1920s sort of
Yeah. Yeah.
the Greatest Showman sort of vibe.
Okay.
They had like a little sideshow. Yeah, they did a little sideshow, but they also had carnival games, which was really fun because they were all free. And I don't play carnival games because I'm not gonna it's the same reason I don't gamble. You're just gonna take my money and I'm not gonna get anything for it. Plus, realistically, who wants those shitty ass stuffed animals anyway?
True. You don't know who's licked them.
Exactly. Also, they look great, and then you touch them, and it's like a weird foam, and you're like, I hate this. So
They're actually made from the children of the carnies that weren't strong enough to survive. They cover them in in plush for.
You know,
They're probably also full of spiders.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, it might just be full of spider eggs. That might be what I'm feeling.
Yeah.
Do not want.
And if you take them home, then you will have a lot of spider babies to take care of.
And then you'll have crotch spiders.
Crotch spiders.
Yeah, and they had like there was a Scroogey clown kind of guy who was just walking around being angry, and he was in like a nightgown or some shit. Like
okay. They went full Ebenezer. All right.
Yeah, but he had a clown nose, which was a little confusing to me, but I don't know. I mean, he did the character well, so it's fine. I actually think he's performed at AllCon before. I was like, you look familiar.
Interesting. You should have told him you were the ghost of Christmas Future Imperfect.
And they had a guy in like a Jack in the Box, and so he would get people to.
Wasn't that like a plot from a Twilight Zone episode?
For his crank.
To crank his box.
Something.
This is what people mean when they say office holiday parties have gone too far and are encouraging unhealthy fraternization and sexual harassment.
That's true.
Turn in that crank.
Yeah, we also had a couple stilt walkers, so it was a it was a whole thing, and yeah, the sideshow people did a show as well, which I basically had to pay zero attention to because the girl was all about like, watch me shove this thing into places it doesn't belong.
And you get enough of that with us.
I mean, I'm fine with shoving things in vaginas and even butts as long as there's a flared base. That's fine, to each their own. I have no problem. But when she's like literally shoving a rod through her arm skin, I'm just out. I'm not interested.
Yeah.
Oh, not even like swallowing things.
Yeah.
No,
Like
and
the
yeah, she
giant needles through.
did a couple different things. But that was the one I was like, that's gross.
And we're
also,
done.
I think real. So
Ooh.
I don't think that one. She did a couple that were clearly like tricks, but that one I think is actually real. And it was like, I don't care. Bye. Oh, but you guys will be so proud. I did the ultimate white lady thing at my Christmas holiday party.
Go on.
I asked to speak with the manager.
How does it feel to be 40 years old?
Awful. Fucking awful.
What for?
Yeah,
Well,
what happened?
We had a sit-down like meal that was served to us. And
yours was full of spiders.
Well, no. I had requested a vegetarian meal. And there had been explicit instructions given before, weeks before the actual party, that we would have these green cards that say vegetarian, and we get one and we put it in our, at our place, and then the servers will know. Great. So that I wouldn't forget, as soon as I walked in, that is the first thing I did before I even went and got a drink. And so we're sitting down and they're serving, and they try to serve me a meat meal. And it was like all meat, by the way. I was just like,
just a plate of meat, like that Ren and Stimpy episode with like a glass of meat and a meat on meat sandwich.
And chicken and some mashed potatoes.
Jesus.
With bacon in it.
Which probably had, I was going to say.
Exactly. So I was like, I could like maybe deal with the mashed potatoes, but like everything else on that plate, like I just don't want to shove into my body right now. And depending on the day, my body is kind of like, ew, no. So I was like, I don't want to do this. I requested it ahead of time. I did everything I was supposed to do. So I was like, oh, I'm vegetarian. And they were like, oh, okay, well, it's going to take like 15 minutes. So I was like, that's fine. I don't have a problem with that. I'm patient. I have a drink in front of me. I'm fine. I can wait. No problem. Well, 15 minutes passes and it's not there. And the woman comes back and she's like, it's going to take another 15 or 20 minutes. You didn't tell us in time.
They're like, it's on the card. Like, this was known beforehand.
Yeah.
And the fact that like she's placing blame when I wasn't even being upset or shitty about it. I was just like, you're a shitty customer service person.
Yeah,
you have no business being in a serving position. And then, so we were discussing it at the whole table because everybody was like, why do you not have food? So turns out, as she'd been serving other people, she was a real bitch for no good reason to multiple people at the table. And so I was like, I guess I'm going to be that guy. So I asked to speak with the manager. And the fun part was I was tipsy.
Oh, wow.
I was like very aware of the fact that I am tipsy and I've asked to speak to a manager.
Like,
and
this lady is really rude to me.
I didn't want to be, so I had to like be very aware, like pull my shit together, do not slur your words. It was fine because I wasn't actually mad. I just wanted someone to know, like, this lady shouldn't be serving people.
Right, yeah.
So eventually I got my food. It was fine. But yeah, I definitely became that white lady.
Aw.
Very proud, guys. Very proud.
Well, you don't have a reverse mullet, so you're not truly a can I speak to your manager white lady.
Give me time.
Right.
I'm getting there.
With the skunk stripes in your hair.
No, it's so awful. That's no, thank you.
It's
If
gross.
any of you ever do that, I'm putting you down.
That's fine. I accept that.
Okay.
That's entirely fair.
And that goes for our fans as well.
If any of you turn into soccer moms, start asking to see a manager, and get that terrible fucking reverse mullet haircut with the worst highlight job in history, we're killing you.
Spiky. Like, just go like this in the back. And now feel like you've done your hair. Surprise, you didn't.
No.
Anyway, so that was my fun time.
That sounds great.
Amanda, you had a party this weekend too, right?
Yes. Well, sort of.
Okay.
It was our lab party, but it was at noon. So we actually, so it's at the
an outing.
Yes. It's at the country club of where my boss and his wife are members.
Ooh,
but it's
so
kind of a
fun.
smaller. It's not. It's like a smaller. It's a weird kind of little area. So we go in and there's basically like one big table and then there's sort of some booths around, but it's not a huge eating area. It's weird. And there's a little bar area, like kind of hors d'oeuvre stuff set out. And the woman from, the place that works there, she comes around and she's asking, can I get anyone a soda? Can I get you a soda? And I'm like, soda. And yes, it's before noon, but it's a work holiday party. So, and everyone's like, so can we? And I'm like, fuck this. And I just walked up to my boss and I'm like, I'll ask the awkward question. Can we order alcohol with lunch? And he's like, oh, yeah, let me go make sure that'll be okay. Because he doesn't drink, so he probably wasn't even thinking about it.
Yeah.
So he comes back and he like comes straight to me and he's like, yeah, they have wine. Like they'll have wine that you can like, okay, ding. That's fine. Like I'm good with that. Like I'm not asking for hard alcohol and like wine is fine. Like, but there should be alcohol of some sort. So I was the hero of the day.
That's awesome.
One, I'm proud of you.
Yeah, because I'm like, I will just ask the awkward question because I don't care. But we had a white elephant gift exchange. And I got the coveted first position, which means you go first, then everybody goes, and then you get to steal at the very end if you want. So you can get whatever you want. So I'm going to show it to you because I'm using it right now.
Oh, well.
It's a blanket, but it's a mermaid blanket. It's like the best thing ever. I've been kind of wearing it around my house since I got it and have like I come home and immediately pull into my mermaid blanket. It's like a little sleeping bag.
I saw this just the other day and was like, I really want one. Is that stupid? Apparently it's not stupid.
No, it's not at all stupid. Because like I saw it, I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. I'm like, oh no, like I go home and wrap a blanket around my feet.
Yeah.
So this does that for me, and then I'm not sitting on it, and it's really convenient. And I'm gonna steal that. And I think I pissed off the person I stole it from, but
that's part of the.
I don't care.
Right, man,
exactly.
One damn. Plus, you get to pretend like you have to have a vagina.
Wait, question. What did you swap it for?
Yes, some shit.
Like literal shit?
Some like, yes. It was these two little like weird Santa pitcher things that are, I don't know if they were like for like creamer type things. And then like a candle, like one of those, you just have a candle sitting around your house because everybody's got a candle that someone else gave them, like one of those little scented.
Yes.
It was one of those, like, I opened it and was like, oh yeah, no one's stealing this from me. But that's okay because I get to steal from somebody. So I will not get stuck with it. And then I didn't. It made me happy.
Well, congratulations.
So.
My company gives out Christmas gifts, and they let you they give you a list that you can kind of you decide what goes at the top of your list. You order the entire thing, which is really cool. And they just try to get people stuff as close to the top of their list as they can, just based on what they have on hand and what they can get them.
Jeebus.
Whatever. Yeah, it's really cool deal. So what I got was this really cool smart laptop bag that it like charges. So when you're traveling, like,
ooh, that's fancy.
that is amazing. I want that. Let's do this. And I was very excited about it. And then literally the next day I was informed, yeah, so we just found out the TSA announced that they're banning that laptop bag specifically. And
Why?
Man.
Does it blow up?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't look too far into it, but I guess luckily they had ordered it and it was back ordered for some reason. So they were like, we'll get you something else. So I'm currently on the hunt, but yeah, it was that like, oh yeah, this is so cool. Oh no, literally. Oh well. So that was fun.
That's cool.
We know about your office holiday party. What else? What else interesting have you done this week?
I blondinated.
Blondinated.
Yes, it has begun. The blondening returns.
When does it end?
I mean, I'm not sure. Like, so this is what is called a cream soda blonde. It is actually designed to grow out in a fairly natural way, but in the future, like, my stylist wrote down my formula for me so I can take it to Canada.
Yeah.
Which is
so
a thing
sweet.
that they never do.
Yeah. And so, yeah, I was in that chair for like 4 fucking hours because there's no bleach, and it was actually, so it was like a lifter, and she didn't use any heat, so it was super gentle, but it took forever.
Welcome to my life as a redhead.
But on the plus side, I was really impressed. It's true. You guys were so right. There have been so many like improvements in hair color.
Yeah. It's
recently.
weird how far it's come just in the past like 5 years. That's crazy.
And the fact that I don't have to fry my very delicate hair to get it to be the color I actually like it. So yeah.
Yes, you have very fine hair, so that's it would be easy to fry it.
Yeah.
By bleaching it.
But yeah, I love it. I think it's great and subtle. It's not like it's not a gross blonde. Yeah.
No, it's really cute.
Thank you. Did I tell you guys I finished a book last time?
Oh God, please tell me there are no fairies in it.
No. Actually, I finished 2 books. Neither of them had fairies.
Oh God.
I finished the 3rd Broken Earth book in N.K. Jemisin's The 5th Season. Finally got around to it.
You did mention that while you were sloshed.
Oh, okay. Well, I bought a copy of it, but I had.
Yeah, you mentioned that you.
Oh.
Yeah, you mentioned that you had just gotten it.
Okay. Yes, and I finished it, and oh man, totally stuck the landing. A+.
Yeah.
Some people complained that it was too rushed. I'm like, no, it's not. Like, okay, yeah, they don't tell you how each and every character who survives the end, like what they do for the rest of their lives and how they die, but I didn't really require that to find it a satisfying ending. So yeah, I thought that was awesome. And oftentimes, like, really great books totally have shitty endings because people don't know how to end stuff well because they didn't properly plan it beforehand. George R. R. Martin.
Stephen King.
Stephen King, yeah. Way more Stephen King than George R. R. Martin thus far because, well, the Song of Ice and Fire series is not yet finished, so we can call no man happy until he's dead.
He hasn't actually tried to finish it yet, so we don't know where that one is going.
Right.
So.
Yeah. But Stephen King's the worst as far as that goes. The ending of It is not bad, although some of the steps to get there were slightly problematic.
You just don't understand.
So what was the other
time? It was the different time when kids could fuck each other.
Just fuck. When you were a 10-year-old, you could just fuck.
Nope. It was fine.
Nope.
No one even questioned it.
Nope. You're very wrong.
Question it now either.
Yes, we
and
should.
the ending of Needful Things was also pretty good. I'm just trying to think. Other than that,
Needful Things? That was Blythe's Christmas party. Right?
The carnival.
What?
But we're just saying that your Christmas party was actually Needful Things.
I don't know.
I said meatful things.
Oh, Meatful Things. Oh, okay.
Meat.
Yeah, that's...
Go on. Never mind.
Yeah, the ending of Needful Things is pretty
wasn't
good.
funny. It certainly became less funny when explained / repeated.
Yeah.
No, jokes are better that way.
Anyway.
Amanda, comedy 101.
You tried.
Nah, I
did
didn't
try.
really.
But yeah, otherwise, can you
tried to
think of
try.
any Stephen King with really good endings, like besides those books?
I happen to like the Dark Tower series ending.
Oh, yeah, that ending I don't know why so many people hate it. I think it's a great ending.
It wasn't like there wasn't like that overwhelming sense of finality to it, but I kind of liked that about it. So
we can't actually, like, if you're interested in reading the Dark Tower series, we would be spoiling a lot for you. There's like basically 2 endings, and after you've read the first one, it basically says, don't read what's after this, or it may be ruined for you forever. But I actually like the final ending of the Dark Tower series.
I do too.
Yeah, I think that's actually far truer to the story. And it's more hopeful, actually.
Yeah, it kind of
I think it's more of an uplifting ending, actually. Like, for those of you who were wondering. Yeah. What? Oh my god! Joshua Donovan in the chat says, there actually was a shop that opened in my city. It was called Needful Things. They eventually changed the name. No shit! Wow.
Isn't it just basically the monkey's paw?
Yes and no. It's not getting everything.
I mean, they sell that sort of thing.
Yeah, it's like
they're selling something like that. Here's the thing that you really want, but of course there's a curse to it. There's a catch. You're probably going to kill your neighbor.
It's
later. So
it's more complicated than the monkey's paw. It's a thing that like symbolizes your heart's desire, and to get it, you have to offer to do favors for the creepy old guy that runs the store, and that's the bad part. And odds are it doesn't have a specific curse a la the monkey's paw. It's more like you can get this thing that you really wanted, but for some reason you're never actually going to be able to truly enjoy it. So it isn't
anything for the rest of your life.
Yeah. Like, you think that it's going to be great, but you don't actually use it the way, like, there's one woman who gets this like beautiful necklace of black pearls, but she realizes like, oh, I got this thing for promises of favors, but it's probably worth thousands of dollars. How am I going to explain this to everybody in town if I actually go out wearing it? So she only wears it in secret. That kind of thing, where you can't actually enjoy the thing that you have now.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I would say it's more nuanced than just your regular old monkey's paw.
Okay. Well,
plus there's some amazing stabbing scenes and a lot of stuff involving Elvis. Needful Things is a great book.
There's a lot of masturbatory Elvis worship.
Yes, yeah.
That's
by one particular character.
Yeah. Well, 2 particular characters.
It was a different time. You can't judge them based on...
These people are products of their time, and at the time, that was the only way for women to masturbate, was to Elvis. That was the only socially sanctioned form of female masturbation.
That's weird.
Which, female masturbation, according to the latest Mark Driscoll type, does in fact open a portal to hell.
Oh, is this
That's just the lady's vagina, actually.
What?
Was this recent Mark Driscoll bullshit?
Yeah, well, so it's not Mark Driscoll, it's some other douche paladin.
Okay.
But so, yeah, it's this came out the other day or so, that like if you're a woman who's masturbating, that just demons appear. I assume they crawl out of your vagina.
That sounds way sexier than it should.
Right? Yeah, I'm like, you're not probably gonna scare everybody off.
Yeah. I mean, if they're already down,
they kind of choke you a little and maybe give you a little spanking,
pull your hair.
The stuff you want demons to do while you're fapping.
Depends on your specific kinks.
Yeah, I think this guy is not scaring away as many women as he thinks he's going to.
He's actually making it sexier.
Yeah, like, oops, sorry. Like up there in Oklahoma, there was one of those like real scary houses where it's like they show you scenes of like Jeebus things, like there's like an abortion clinic scene and a drunken car accident scene, and a friend of mine was describing going there, and the last thing was a guy, like hot shirtless dude playing Jesus being whipped by 4 hot guys in leather who were
That's
demons.
why you create fetishes in
Yeah,
people.
and she was just like, this is so hot. Do they realize how sexy and perverted this is?
Like, can I just cut straight to that last room and just sit there for a while?
Yeah, like 4 super hot dudes wearing black and red leather whipping another hot dude.
So weird.
Yeah. Oh, Christianity.
Now I'm just thinking about that.
Right? I mean, I'm sure they had really good attendance numbers.
Yeah.
I mean, the minute you open that, word of mouth is going to go crazy.
Right.
All the leather daddies going to be up in there.
Oh, right, yeah. Like, and like lots of impressionable teenage girls who are like, I want to go to this to make sure I make good decisions in life. And
also to add personal spank bang.
Yeah.
Right. I also have really have this newfound relationship with Jesus. I really love Jesus, and kind of I think I'm gonna have to become a nun because I want to marry him and do all the dirty things you do with your spouse and nobody else, because that's the only place dirty things are allowed, is in the marriage bed or something.
Or something.
That's how it all goes, right? Or the marriage couch, or the marriage kitchen table. You know, it's wherever.
Oh, Elvis is in the chat, so, well, start fapping, girls.
I
put on those enchanted sunglasses.
No.
Yes.
It's gonna be faptacular.
I have no love for Elvis Presley. I have all the love for Elvis Colston.
Yes.
Just want to be very clear about that.
The ultimate slap champion, Elvis Colston. Mighty hero.
Yeah.
And for those of you who don't know, at this last year's Gen Con, a table of drunken military or ex-military guys asked me to participate in slapping them, ritualistically slapping them as part of a tequila drinking ritual where you...
A drinking game, yeah.
Yeah, where you pour lime juice into your eyes and you snort salt and take a shot of tequila and then someone hits you. And I'm like, I only do stage combat. I don't do combat. I can't hit anybody. And they were like, fine, just choose somebody to hit us. And I'm like, oh, well, then. Yeah. So Elvis, who is not an insubstantial person,
he carries me on his shoulders with zero issues.
Yeah. Bravely stepped up to be my champion. Yeah, it was, that was some spectacular hitting. I'm just gonna say.
He did not hold back. He didn't. Just full on slapped them, and it was just like, oh shit.
Well,
and they were very pleased with his
yeah, they were like, that was so great. I'm like, men are stupid.
Okay.
Is this what dudes do when they're not supervised? Like, let's just pour lime juice into our eyes and hit each other. I thought that sort of thing was a myth. I'm like, can't we just buy you some antlers and let you like ram your heads into each other?
Or better yet, why don't we all just stand here while you whip your dicks out and we get out a tape measure and figure out whose is bigger? Because ultimately, isn't that what we're fucking doing?
I don't know. I want to make them dress up as reindeer and fight.
No, I want them all to pull their dicks out and we can measure them. That sounds fun. I would volunteer to help with that.
As
not
usual.
The slapping so much, but the...
Amanda's on board.
I'll hold the pleasure.
Strangers are getting their dicks out.
We could make the antlers out of like plastic dick molds, so they're dick antlers. So it's like a dick measuring contest, and they could just like
that sounds like too much potential actual injury.
Yeah, maybe that's what we didn't see in Robert Jordan's Wheel of Time world. That's what all the guys are constantly doing, which is why the women are always mad at them and calling them stupid. It's just Robert Jordan forgot to write that into any of the books. So when the girls are like, man, such wool heads. And we're like, actually, the guys seem to be a lot smarter than you dumb bitches. You're always getting captured and shit. But actually, the guys were like, lime juice, rah, slap, slap, slap.
Lime juice, rah, slap, slap, slap.
That's what men have to do in order to wield the one power. Pour lime juice into their eyes and be slapped.
It's also what they have to do if they want to be able to pick up Mjolnir.
Yes, yeah. I could see Thor being totally into the tequila slap ritual.
I'm just saying. Could be pretty great.
Can I measure his dick, though? Is that
I was going to say, yeah, I volunteer as tribute.
Absolutely.
Is that... Yes.
Thor's dick is probably terrifying, to be honest with you.
It's a risk I'm willing to take.
I mean, of the group, you are the size queen. So
it's
if
true,
anyone wants to get up in there.
I mean, I'd be happy to measure it, but I would cede to Amanda actually trying it out.
You would cede to Amanda to seed herself with the dick.
Yes, literally.
Mighty storm-bringing powers.
Oh, gross.
Assuming, of course, Thor consents to all of this, because that's very important.
Right,
that's
right.
Because you've got holes, and I've got holes.
We've got holes.
Everybody gets holes.
Don't put things in anybody's holes unless they say you
can.
This is from our children's classic song, We've Got Holes. It's all about consent.
I really would love it if we could find an artist who could illustrate this and we could legitimately turn it into a children's book.
Oh my God, Jesus Christ.
Like, obviously not really for children.
It'd be like Go the Fuck to Sleep, right?
Sure.
Yeah. There's also, I know I talk about this fucking podcast all the time, but Ice Cream Social, one of the co-hosts of that, wrote a book called Christmas. And it's on Amazon and you can purchase it. And oftentimes people don't realize that it's not for children. And so the reviews on that one are pretty great. They're like, it's funny, but it's not really for kids. So 2 stars.
Like, well.
Yeah, that's kind of the point.
Would you also buy your child Go the Fuck to Sleep? Like, I mean, maybe there's some parents who would.
Yeah, I mean,
yes.
I would completely read my kids Go the Fuck to Sleep.
Go the fuck. Well, I mean, at a certain age, it's not like they'd understand you anyway. They're like dogs. They understand the tone of your voice, but not the words.
Well, I also don't give a shit about words. Like, you're gonna learn to say fuck eventually.
Yeah.
It's better that they
when you're 3.
It's better that they learn it from you and not their friends.
Exactly.
And then you can teach them these are special fun time words that we don't use at school or at work, but you can use them outside of school and work.
But you do call your friend a fuckhead.
Well, except for that last bit, that was all like a conversation I've literally had. So, like,
that's amazing.
I don't give a shit what you say. Like, don't swear at me. Don't say fuck you, but you can say fuck this, and I don't care because words are words. And
you know your kid is saying it when you're not around. Like,
right.
Why are we having these? Why are we deluding ourselves into believing that our kids are not using curse words?
I've always wondered about that sort of thing. Like, you're never going to eradicate certain behaviors. Obviously, you have to set some kind of boundaries, but yeah. Just like the whole, well, you're not allowed to wear slutty clothing in my house. I'm like, fine, I'll just change into things when I'm outside of the house, like every other woman has done since time immemorial.
That's true. That is very true.
Yeah, it's just one of those, like, let your teenagers dress like sluts. They're just gonna do it. That's what they want. They want to look older, generally, if they're girls, like, you know.
Yeah, and now that they've figured out fucking contouring and makeup tutorials on YouTube, they look like they're 21 when they're 13. And I'm like, put down the contouring brush and pick up some fucking lip gloss with glitter in it.
Right? Yeah. Well, that's the thing. When you're a 13-year-old girl, all you want is to be 18 or 21,
and then
right?
put it on their eyelids.
Yes. Oh man, I remember when I was 15, I had a literal like bottle of glitter marketed as eyeshadow, and I would just put it on my eyes.
I had roll-on glitter for like it was like body glitter.
Oh yeah.
I added a lotion that had it was
just
terrible and
disgusting.
And got everywhere. And
wait, how did I not go blind from like literally putting like, glitter, like, I'll just put it directly into my eyeballs.
Honestly, with it being you, that's a great question.
Right?
Congratulations.
Ah.
Does anyone else have anything interesting that happened this week, or do we want to jump right on ahead with a little Dork Pride chat?
Oh, a Dork Pride chat, you say? I have to think of that now. Okay. All right. Yeah. I have a Dork Pride chat category. Yes. So I've just discussed my ridiculous high school habit from when I was 15 to 16 of wearing basically small shards of glass, small shards of sparkly glass, unadulterated on my eyeballs, and it was white too. It was white glitter just rubbed all over my fucking eyeballs. And that was a trend at the time. So I also owned a pair of Jeancos my sophomore year of high school.
Gross.
I know. So for you guys, when you were little nerdlets, what are some ridiculous trends that you subscribed to? When you thought you were being cool? It can be anything. It can be like a behavior. It can be fashion or anything along those lines, or stupid kinds of food that were weirdly popular, like Go-Gurt.
Well, I've got a couple, but I'm going to start with my tiger pants.
What?
I, as a high school girl, so about 15 or 16, started discovering pants that either had tiger stripes in, like it was tiger stripe fabric, or I also had pants made out of fabric with like tiger faces on them.
Oh goodness.
And then I
and you had multiples
down and I had tiger stripe glitter pants at one point.
Are you sure I'm the only one in this group who wanted to be a tiger when they grew up?
I don't know where I was finding these pants. I don't know.
Was your school mascot the tigers or something?
No.
Right.
But I kept going to the mall or to like Arizona Trading Company. I think I probably found.
Oh yes, the Arizona Trading Company.
And I just kept finding these, and I didn't mean for it to be a trend, but they were unusual, and I was into like not quite normal, and so I was like, yeah, these. And then next thing I know, I owned like literally 3 pairs of tiger themed pants.
And that became your thing. You became the girl with the weird
pants. That's like a series of books, The Girl with the Tiger Pants.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was weird. It was real weird. So I recognize that in hindsight.
Right. Sometimes you just gotta.
I thought I was cool as hell in my fucking tiger pants. I wasn't.
Tiger pants on the ground.
Tiger pants on the ground. Tiger pants on the ground.
Looking like a cool tiger.
Tiger pants on the ground.
What's your second thing?
Oh, the thing that one of my friends and I got into for a little while was caffeine pills.
Oh boy, yep, been there in high school.
The day that she took too many to the point where she was basically having a heart attack. I mean, she was fine, but she was having all the symptoms.
Was she so scared? Was she so excited? Was she so scared?
Like literally shaking.
Was Zach Morris there?
Yes. Yeah.
It was
So excited.
yeah, so that was the day I stopped taking caffeine pills. But
yeah, no shit.
there was, I mean, because theater kids are always like at the school until like midnight, and then we were band kids too, so we'd go home, but then we have to be back for band at like 6:37 in the morning. So we were just taking caffeine pills, you know, like
kids
do.
do.
So there you go.
Those are pretty great. Actually, I when I was a senior in high school, it became super cool amongst myself and my nerdlit friends to smoke a pipe. Yeah, and there was an amazing tobacco shop that had opened up in my amazing college town of Lawrence, Kansas, and so we all bought these fucking giant Meerschaum Sherlock Holmes fucking pipes. And very expensive, like chocolate flavored pipe tobacco. And so we'd like sit out on my back porch, and all of us were like smoking our fucking pipes. And the problem was, on this one particular night, I didn't know, like, all I'd ever heard about smoking was that it was addictive and that it would give you lung cancer. They neglected to tell us that nicotine was a stimulant and will turn you into a fucking howler monkey if you smoke 10
they
tons.
don't really say why people like to smoke it, just that it's addictive, but not what it does. Yeah, like, that wasn't really
cool, right? That's generally the only answer they give. Oh, well, because it looks cool. And I'm like, yes, with my pipe, I look so cool. But yeah, Jesus Christ, we were all high out of our gourds on fucking nicotine. And that's how I ended up in a grocery store. One of my friends' dad was a pharmacist, and so he had a roll of stickers that said for vaginal use only, and we were wandering around simply putting them on things.
Why did he have those stickers?
I don't know.
Huh.
Oh, yeah, he had may cause drowsiness and for vaginal use only. That's right.
Was he a pharmacist?
Yeah, his dad was a pharmacist. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I missed that part.
Yes, yeah. His dad was a pharmacist, and he had rolls of these stickers. So, don't do drugs, kids. That's what will happen. You'll smoke a pipe, and you'll think you're really fucking cool. 17-year-old me. I say, old bean.
I want to see that so badly.
Oh, God. Sometimes I wonder, like, past self. Oh, Lord.
Amanda, what dumb shit did you do?
Yeah.
Okay, I have a couple. One of them is just me being oblivious, and then the other one was I thought I was very cool. So we're talking like late, like the 80s have just ended, the 90s have just begun. Fashion was it was a bad place for fashion. So there was sort of this, you wanted to wear a lot of black and white, and you wanted to alternate up the body. So I had this perfect outfit that I loved. Black mock turtleneck.
Oh, yeah.
Underneath a white shirt that I had a black stretchy belt. So it went around the middle. So there'd be like black, and then the bottom of the white shirt. And then I had black, like, stirrup pants, because they had stirrup pants at the time. And then I had as many socks, like white socks, and then black socks, and then white Keds. And I'm sure I had like probably 2 scrunchies in my hair at the same time. And I think I had earrings that were like the comedy and tragedy masks, so they were white and black.
That is like commitment. And I don't know that I had that much coordination when I was.
Yeah. That was like my favorite outfit that I had, and it's one of those I think back and is like, oh, that sounds terrible.
Is there photographic evidence somewhere?
Not that you'll ever see, if there is. I'm actually pretty sure that I was wearing that for a school picture day one year, but you only would have gotten the mock turtleneck under the shirt.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if it was your favorite outfit, then sure.
Yeah. And it definitely was. I had that black stretchy belt, like the one, it's like elastic and it had the big clasp in the middle. So it like, I wore that a lot. I remember I wore that I had turquoise pants and a turquoise shirt that were they were just slightly different shades of turquoise. But when I put the belt between them, you didn't notice because there was enough distance that you couldn't tell that they were slightly different. I had a lot of turquoise.
I imagine
just barely not the 80s anymore. There was a lot of turquoise.
I imagine you coming out on stage and telling everyone to stop, collaborate, and listen.
Oh God.
That's
amazing.
I love it.
Yeah.
Have I ever told the pancake butt story?
Nope.
I think so.
So this is high school now. I had a friend of mine who was telling me she had gotten like some shapewear type stuff.
Oh yeah.
And she'd gotten something like not like a girdle type thing. I don't think it was the full-on underwear shapewear, but whatever. But she was saying something about how it gave her a pancake butt. And I, at the time, thought that was a good thing.
Oh no.
And I came to her, like, I remember her telling me this story, and then I came to her later. I'm like, hey, so that thing, do you remember that thing you said gave you a pancake butt? Do you remember what it was? And she was like, why? And then she told me, and I went out and bought one and wore it so that it would flatten my butt. Because I wanted my butt to be flatter. Because at this time, we're talking like Kate Moss era.
Oh, well, sure.
Like that's
heroin chic.
Yes, exactly. So on my butt to be flat, I'm going to buy this thing that will smoosh it down to a pancake. And that was another one of those things that it was years later. I'm like, oh, she meant that as a bad thing. That's why. I love these realizations where I'm like, oh, that was real dumb. That was
oblivious.
I should have.
She's my favorite. I love it so much.
Oh wow.
Yeah. One of those like, that's why she looked at me like that. Because she was like, why do you want to know? So you can avoid it, or
oh man.
Oh no, you want okay, that's weird. Sure.
That's weird.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's strange. A little bit. So yeah. Yep. Anyway, there's my I don't have any weird makeup-y things because I like never wore makeup all through high school.
I don't know if wearing glitter on your eyelids counts as
well,
makeup.
Sure.
Yeah, I was gonna say my makeup choices were questionable, so.
Well, that's the thing, like, my mom sold Mary Kay at the time, so she had, like, all the stuff, and I was like, man, that sounds like a lot of work. Like, I already had to get up early for early morning seminary, which started, it was like an hour before school started, and I like to sleep, so, like, I don't want to get up earlier to put stuff on my face.
Was early morning seminary every day?
Yes, it was.
God.
All through high school. It's a 4-year thing. Yeah.
That's awful. See, I had 0-hour classes and marching band and a succession of boyfriends with whom I would go and make out in the early hours before we would go to marching band together.
Gross. I just don't want anyone's tongue in my mouth that early in the morning.
Well, when else were we gonna be feeling each other up? We were busy kids, damn it. Like, we had to schedule this time.
I don't know. Be more creative. Go to the bathroom at the same time. I don't know.
I don't want to be dry humping in a bathroom. I
didn't dry hump the bathroom. I said go to the bathroom at the same time.
You don't have to actually go to the bathroom. You can go someplace else.
See, what happened was I made air quotes.
Maury, what had happened
when I said bathroom. And air quotes typically indicate that maybe the word I'm using isn't necessarily
the word you're using.
The word that I mean.
The thing is, we had limits on how long you could be gone to the bathroom in my high school.
Yeah,
like, you couldn't just stay away infinitely. It was way better, like, even though I was sacrificing sleep, a lot of sleep, I think it was way better to not get busted on school grounds.
Yeah, if you came back from the bathroom and you were like, sorry, teach, I just peed out my butt for like 30 minutes, I don't think they would question you.
I mean, Rissy actually thinks that's where you pee.
Yes,
it came up during a gaming session this week that she thinks that when men have kidney stones, they come out their butts.
Butts, yeah. I was like, surely you can't actually pee out. And
everyone's like, they're like, yes, that's how biology works.
And I'm like, I can tell you this for sure with my doctor degree. I'm a molecular biologist, not an organ person.
An organ person.
An organ, I don't, yeah.
He really believes that man had testes in the side of his abs.
Yes. Well, he was a cursed man. So
yes, a cursed man. And we can tell him this for sure with his doctor degree, with our doctor degree.
With our doctor degree.
So there's some amazing shit in the chat, by the way, about like ridiculous trends. We have not one, but two, Joshua Donovan and Richard Hirsch with parachute pants.
Yeah, girl.
Nice.
Yeah. You've got Tom Silk Izod shirts. Oh, yeah. Chiclane plaid and backwards hats. Yeah. Damn, John Latch, you were just like college days 85, 90 was the skateboarding. All right. That's pretty great. Denim jacket with punk rock patches and nerd buttons. Oh, I remember seeing nerd buttons on other people's denim jackets and being jealous. Elvis was wearing leather jackets and having giant mutton chops. Yeah.
That is not surprising.
Yeah.
I feel like that's still a little bit on brand for him.
There are not many people who can pull off mutton chops, but I would believe it of Elvis.
I had a leather and denim jacket.
What? How?
Yeah,
how even?
Plain.
Yeah, how did this exist without blowing up the universe?
It was the most hideous thing as I think on it now, though I loved it at the time. It was mostly denim, but it had like basically the shoulders and maybe the elbows were leather, like not a patch, but like sewn under, like.
Oh God!
It was horrible.
I need you to Google this when we're done here and find the closest approximation.
Right. I'm having trouble envisioning this. Like, this is like some Cthulhu shit.
Yeah.
I think that gazing upon it may lose us some sanity points.
I had blocked that jacket out of my mind until just now. I had certainly not thought about it in a while because yikes.
Because, yeah, that is impressively awful. Wow.
I was a very unfashionable person, but I thought I was. I don't think I thought I was fashionable. I at least thought that I was doing okay, and maybe at the time, I don't know. I mean, it was a horrible time for fashion.
That's true. You were more a victim of society than anything else. I mean, I had magenta
stirrup pants.
Yeah, I had magenta stirrup pants that perfectly coordinated with my long Garfield t-shirt that I put a scrunchie in to tie it off.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah. No, I had black and turquoise paisley stirrup pants. Those were some of my favorites. Woman. Oh, that's wow. So many regrettable fashion choices.
Yeah. If you guys want to tell us about your questionable choices as a preteen and teen, please share with us all your sins. Sins of childhood. You can tweet at us and use the hashtag Dork Pride Chat. And we will support you and commiserate with you, and
because we've been there.
Let us share your shame because you have shared ours.
Yes. Our deep, deep shame. Oh, I had a fake nose ring. I just remembered that. A fake nose ring. Oh, yeah.
That's sexy.
It's not.
Or not. It's
No,
not.
It was not.
Yeah.
It was not sexy. Not at all.
Well then. Yeah. I think that is gonna do it for this episode of the Dork Pridecast. Of course, as always, we want to give a big thank you to Sarah Donner for allowing us to use music off of her latest album, Black Hole Heart.
You can find the Damsels of Dorkington on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, all the usual places. You can also join our Facebook group by searching for Dork Pride Worldwide.
Check out our Patreon at patreon.com/Damsels of Dorkington, where besides becoming one of our favorite people, you can also get access to rewards that are only available there, such as being on the list of super awesome patrons that we thank at the end of the podcast, like these people. So what are we doing tonight?
I think you're listing them and then also a regrettable fashion choice that they made as a team.
Man. John Haidt really got into the 70s and wore one of those jumpsuits for men that has a separate outside pocket for the dick. So it's like the jumpsuit is white and your dick is black and it's flopping around on the outside. That was John Haidt in the 70s. He was pretty cool. He was amazing. Mary Henderson really loved blue eyeshadow the way some people love their firstborn children, and just wore like 5 different shades of blue eyeshadow and like took it all the way up, like past the brow bone into the eyebrow.
Yikes. So she was like the lady character on
Mimi from the Drew Carey show.
Yes, yeah.
You got there. You had all the words.
The lady character.
I couldn't even find
From the show.
From the show. Lady character from the show.
I was trying to find Drew Carey's name.
And yet,
I mean, out loud.
yeah, I knew who you meant. I knew who you meant. It's all good.
Joshua Griffiths was a full goth, like full late 80s, early 90s goth. Face paint, black shredded clothes, lace gloves, appeared on an episode of the Donahue Show with his mom, who was like, "Why can't my son dress like a nice young man?" He was like, "Whatever, Mom. I'm a goth now." Richard Hirsch, well, we know about the parachute pants, but what we didn't know about was the amazing high top fade haircut that he was sporting to truly be MC Hammer. It was incredible. Josh and Jessica Rowell were one of those annoying preppy couples in the 80s that had matching tennis sweaters that were monogrammed with their initials. They also temporarily changed their name to Chadwick and Buffy. And
they walked around with their hands in each other's back pockets.
In each other's back pockets, and they would say, like, "Come, Buffy, let's mingle with the poor."
Why?
And let us not forget Sean Palmer, king of the Zoot Suits.
Oh.
And I don't mean like from back in the 40s. I mean from the time in the 90s, thanks to the Cherry Poppin' Daddies' #1 smash hit Zoot Suit Riot. Sean Palmer was that guy in high school who thought he knew how to swing dance and showed up to class wearing a zoot suit.
It's called the neo swing movement, in case you're wondering.
I mean, there's always like 2 kids that are really good at it, and then everyone else sucks.
Yep. There's always those people who think they can swing dance, but really they just go like this.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Rip the girl's arms out of her, her
and then beat her to death with it.
Pockets.
Oh!
Go on.
I saw Apes. Over the weekend, I saw Apes.
What?
It's too late.
I know.
It's too late.
I know.
This
Next time.
Show notes. Hargate.
Next time.
Yes. Next week on the Dork Pridecast,
Yes. I saw apes.
Rissy saw apes and masturbated.
Obviously.
Okay, so with that being done, this is an odd episode.
It's an odd episode, all right.
It's an odd episode. Amanda, are you ready?
Yep.
And would you like to start?
Sure. We also want to thank Darren Wilson, who was really into pinch rolling all of his pants. He would even do it with his shorts, though, which was very strange. So.
Yeah. I would like to thank April Barker, who got like weirdly into keychains, and she couldn't even drive yet, so she didn't actually have keys, but she would just have like a big thing of keychains on her belt loop at all times.
Thank you to Marianne Polikan, who was actually really into safety pins. So he would have the like rows of safety pins down his shirt. Sometimes he would cut out the side and then connect it with safety pins. It was very punk inspired, but it didn't always work out.
Also thank you to Stephen Kendall, who for some reason got into the wallet chain when it came back.
Don't judge people who did that.
I'm super not.
And Jay Teller, who actually liked to wear scrunchies as bracelets. So, yeah.
I would like to say thank you to Wayne Walls, who wore big headphones, over-the-ear headphones, but he wasn't, like, the cord didn't attach to anything. He just wanted to look cool. He wasn't even listening to music.
What's wrong with that?
Nothing.
That's what you do so that people don't talk to you.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
They'll think you're an escaped mental patient, but they won't talk to you.
But they won't talk to you. So everybody wins, I think? No?
Yes.
Okay. Also, thank you to Eric Ruggles, who wore 3 watches at once. They were actually watches from Dairy Queen that his friend had given him because her dad worked at Dairy Queen, and so she had a bunch of these cheap plastic watches, and she gave him these watches, and so he wore three of them at one time, 2 on one arm and 1 on the other, and thought that he was very cool when he did this.
Yes, I'm sure Eric did.
Yep. I just came up with that just now.
Yep.
That scenario. Yep.
Very clearly fake, not a real thing.
Uh-huh.
I also want to thank Zachary Drake, who got really into beanies, like so much so that people started to wonder if he had hair or if he was losing his hair, or maybe if he was going through chemo. They weren't really sure. You know how high schoolers start rumors, so.
Also, thank you to Joe Louie. That's where we are on the list, I think. Okay, I've been switching windows and I'm bad at remembering things because I'm forgetful. But Joe liked to wear neon leg warmers with everything.
Oh, yeah.
So
that's the stuff right there.
Like on top of jeans.
Yeah.
Often.
Yep.
But his legs were very warm, so.
I mean, goal achieved.
Bonus.
Yeah, it works.
Right.
I would like to thank Brandon, Katie, and Thomas David, who all got really into headbands. And sometimes they'd wear like different kinds of headbands at the same time. Like you'd have a fabric one, but then you'd have a hard one over the top of that. So it was like layered headbands.
Oh my.
Sometimes they matched. All 3 of them matched with their.
It's a bunch of little gossip girls.
Yep.
So we also want to thank Jenny and Ryan Wiedenbenner, who both would wear sunglasses all the time, inside or outside, day or night. Yep. Just all the time because they were very cool and they wanted to make sure everyone knew. And they did.
And they did.
And they did.
I would like to thank Matt and Mattingly's Ice Cream Social. And Paul and Matt both got super into fake ice cream cones. That's why they named it Ice Cream Social.
That's a weird thing to be into.
Yeah, so they had matching shirts with ice cream cones all over them, and they had phone cases. Neither of those guys are young enough to have had a phone in their teens. Not important. They had phone cases with ice cream cones on them, and they just had ice cream cones in their hands. Usually that's what they got detention for the most, was just eating ice cream in class.
And finally, we want to thank Melody Glatzel-Smith, who was really into crimping her hair.
Oh, no.
So, yeah, she crimped her hair every day. It took a long time, but it was worth it.
I mean, some people who are not me couldn't afford a crimper and would just have their parents braid their hair into many tiny braids, and then they would sleep on it. And same result, sort of.
That's adorable.
Yeah. I've heard, but people could always tell that it wasn't quite
for sure.
In my crimp of many colors, my mama made for me.
So thanks for joining us, everyone. This has been episode 71 of the Dork Pridecast. We will see you all next week.
Deuces!
Pack.